Coming up on SPCA Rescue.
We've had them dropping throughout the whole city just today and last night.
Mystery surrounds thousands of birds falling from the sky.
It's just been a really strange day.
A kitten thrown over a fence.
Yeah, it's just dumped over the fence here.
Sparks an SPCA manhunt.
Well, this looks like the car, so I'm in the right place.
And a dog is suffering after months of neglect.
So how often do you feed him?
I can only do once a day, really. I'm on a benefit.
Well, shall I take him?
Good afternoon, SPCA. Okay, how many birds are there? Are they dead or alive?
How many birds?
Yes, you've got birds on your property?
Yeah, to Alicia.
Go ahead.
Alicia, we've had a call from the council regarding a whole lot of birds on Bucklands Beach. If you could have a look at them, please.
Copy that, thank you. Today we have received a lot of calls about seabirds that have come down all over Auckland. It's absolutely crazy. It's really quite strange. We've never seen anything like it.
Coastal areas are littered with dead and injured birds. Hundreds of prions, a small seabird, appear to have fallen to their death.
We've had them dropping throughout the whole city just today and last night.
Prions are from the Southern Ocean and are rarely seen in this part of the world.
It's just been a really strange day. I mean, you rarely ever see these birds, and suddenly we've got literally hundreds of them just dropping out of the sky.
So what caused this strange phenomenon? And can any birds be saved?
Copy that. Send it through, please.
In Helensville, Inspector Laurie Davis is investigating a complaint about a neglected dog.
Crossbreed dog tied up on a short 1 metre chain between the house and the carport. Dirty living conditions. We've had a call about your dog, that he's tied up, never let off for exercise, thin condition, dirty conditions. So yeah, we'll just go and have a look.
The man admits the dog gets little attention and spends most of his time left tied up in this carport.
Does he get off for walks?
I took him for a walk the other day, but I don't really have much time for him.
How long have you had him here?
6-7 months, I suppose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's not thin, but he's a little bit light, like I can feel his hips and stuff. So how often do you feed him?
I can only do once a day, really. I'm on a benefit.
And he's got a gunky eye. What's up with that?
I'm not too sure. I think he poked it on some long grass, so you can still see out of it.
The man is struggling to take care of the pet he simply calls dog. So Laurie makes him an offer.
Well, shall I take him?
That would be a great help. That would be a great help.
I'll get you to sign a surrender form
I
over.
feel kind of guilty.
Despite agreeing to surrender dog to the SPCA, the man is upset to see him leave.
Basically good friends. I just can't afford to look after him anymore. I would like him to go to a very good home. Someone who has a lot more time with him, who needs a lot of love.
Laurie is taking dog back to the shelter where his health and temperament will be assessed.
I think he's a little bit light, nothing major. But, big ups to him for fully admitting that he can't care for the dog and, he's giving the dog a second chance at life, so to speak. Yes, I'm happy with that.
Members of the public are handing in dead birds found all over Auckland.
How many are in there now?
34.
Are they all dead? Okay. Yeah, it's been a terrible day.
SPCA staff wonder if a severe storm that recently passed overhead could have contributed to their fate. But at this point, there's no clear reason as to what could have caused the spate of deaths.
Unfortunately, we've got a lot of dead ones at the moment. All the other drivers have probably got just as many as I have.
While it's too late for many of these Southern Ocean prions, Alicia hopes a few survivors can be nursed back to health.
About 8 live ones in there. Some are looking better than others, but yeah, I think just to keep them warm and get them some food as soon as possible is going to be the best option.
And the call-outs keep coming.
That's Alicia.
Go ahead.
Alicia, we have a lady at Pesco's at the Pickering Plaza who's got a bird to be collected, please.
Okay, thanks.
On Auckland's North Shore, Field Officer Tracy Hammond is picking up an abandoned animal.
Hi. I'm Tracy. How you going?
Good, how you going?
Good, thanks. Is this a little cat?
This is a little cat, yeah.
What's the story with it?
I'm not too sure. My father was on his way to work and saw it get dumped over the fence.
And so you've just been looking after her, have you?
Yeah. I'm sort of growing quite fond of her, really.
Yeah.
The residents of this house don't know who dumped this cat over their fence, but Daryl does have a lead.
My father gave us the number plate of the car as well and all that sort of thing.
I just need to grab those registration details and things off you, if that's
no worries,
okay.
Whoever abandoned the cat appears to have gone out of the way to put it on Daryl's property.
He's just dumped over the fence here. My dad was just standing on the lawn here and someone walked through the bushes and dumped the cat over the fence. All this is bush here, so they would have had to make an effort to go through the bush and just dump it over someone's fence. So it's obviously a deliberate act.
Poor little thing. Thank you so much for looking after him.
Sweet as.
The cat will be cared for at the SPCA, while staff try to find out where it comes from and why it was dumped here.
This is a dog, cool dog, who I picked up from Helensville. He's been signed over. There's nothing major wrong with him. I just want the vet to have a quick look at his eye.
But once he is out of Laurie's van, Dog reveals he has another problem.
Settle down.
He appears terrified of his new surroundings, the smells and sounds of other dogs.
Friendly? Oh, he's friendly. Yeah, he's just excited. He's only young.
The priority for now is Dog's health, so he's being assessed by vet Rebecca Christie.
Good. There we go. He's obviously got one eye that he's holding a little bit shut. I'm just going to look for the colour of the conjunctiva, which is the surrounding area around the eye there. That one's just nice pale pink colour, and this one's quite dark red and angry and sore.
Dog has a condition called entropia, where one of his eyelids rolls inwards.
So the eyelashes are rubbing the eye and really irritating it.
Is it easy to fix?
It's not easy to fix, but it is surgically repairable.
The good news is that, apart from his eye, Rebecca can see no physical reason why Dog can't be rehomed.
He's otherwise in pretty good condition. He's a little bit thin, but his coat's not too bad, and he's got really nice teeth. He's obviously only a young dog. He's a nice boy. He's pretty excited with all the noises.
You just need a little bit of socialisation, don't you, mate?
I think he does.
At a Pakuranga shopping mall, a retailer has reported finding a seabird survivor.
There he is. Oh, he's very lively. So where did you find him?
We found it out at the back where we do the entrance into the shop. He didn't look like he was hurt, but it was unnatural to see a bird sitting there and he didn't try to get away. We've named him Pesco. He's our little bird.
So this is one of the little prions that we've been collecting all day. Never seen one before, and suddenly the big storm last night and they've dropped all over the city.
Oh, I hope he survives and he's sped up and he's put back to with all his little mates back out at sea.
Thank you so much.
Lovely.
It's now a race against time to get Pasco and the other sick prions to the SPCA for some expert care. Alicia is arriving at the SPCA with Pasco and 8 other rescued prions. But sadly, some haven't survived the journey.
This little guy didn't make it, but all the rest of them look really good. Pasco's still happy.
An emergency ward has been created for the sick birds in a disused portacom.
There you go, you got some more.
Hello, yes.
We're just looking at, they've got a couple of different subspecies in here. We've got a narrow-bill prion and a broad-bill prion.
The birds are from the Southern Ocean and subantarctic islands, but the storm has blown them way off course.
This is the first time I've ever seen prions in New Zealand, and I've been working with birds for quite a number of years now. And apparently there's quite an epidemic of them throughout both islands. Almost 1,000 birds at Wellington SPCA over the last 2 days. And the weather's just getting a bit much at the moment. They're fighting against the wind and the storms, and they're losing quite a bit of body condition. And since the water's so rough as well, they're not able to land and to feed on the plankton.
Pasco and another 200 birds here are the lucky ones. Reports coming in indicate tens of thousands of dead birds are being washed up around the North Island.
I'll leave you to it because I've still got to go and get one more, so I'll see you back here soon.
Hey, Peter.
The cat dumped over the fence is being examined by vet Peter McQueen.
So what's his story?
He was seen being thrown over a fence, and luckily somebody was there and saw him being thrown there and picked him up, and the family's been looking after him. He's looking fairly happy.
Yeah, he's purring away.
Yeah.
It's unusual to find an abandoned animal in such a healthy condition.
Who dumps a cat in this sort of condition with a collar?
I don't know.
He's lovely.
He is lovely.
So did you say they got the number plate of the car, did they?
They did, yeah.
Finding the owner of the car is crucial if the SPCA is to solve the mystery.
We'll have to treat him as a stray until we know otherwise. So if they do track the number plate, then of course that may change. But at the moment, we'll just hold him and see what happens.
Hey guys, no.
The surrendered dog with the behavioural problems is about to start a rehabilitation program.
We've renamed him Steve because his name was Dog.
Steve's future now depends on how well he responds to training.
If he's completely unresponsive, then he's going to be a hard dog to place because there are a lot of people out there who don't want a dog that's going to be a long-term project.
Dog training consultant Noel Hutchinson is something of a super nanny in the dog world.
A good boy. Good boy. That's all we're looking for a beginning, though, Taryn, a quiet dog. He's all yours. Take it away.
Okay.
Noel's job is to work with Taryn to teach Steve some manners and social skills.
A dog should be a follower. If you go, the dog should tag along. And we're starting to get a little bit of it there now. He leaves her, it is uncomfortable. He comes back, it is comfortable. He gets praise, he is a clever dog. That's all it comes to.
Good boy.
You see the difference in the dog, though? Right, you're in business, Taryn. You did some good stuff there.
Yeah, we might need to sort of stop here because he looks like he's favouring one of his back legs.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to take him back to his pen now because he's sort of had enough for now. He went pretty good considering I didn't actually think he would go that well.
At the makeshift emergency ward, staff are trying to save the weak and ill storm survivors, including Pasco.
How are you, Skinny? Very skinny. So he's missing the muscle that surrounds the breastbone, which would obviously help his wings flap up and down.
Storms have pushed these Southern Ocean prions north, where they have collapsed from hunger and exhaustion.
We give this guy some AD, so it's designed for cats and dogs, but it's the only thing we've got. We haven't got any plankton to feed them. The more they fight, the better. So I'm not going to fill his crop up too much, but you can see it just moving down the side of his neck there. Put about 5 or 6 mils in there, so I don't want to fill him up too much just in case it comes up his throat, and that's it. He's very lucky he got found, Mr. Pasco.
The SPCA plans to release these birds back into the wild as soon as they have regained their strength.
He'll get there, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Pasco appears to have a fighting chance, but others are fading fast.
This guy's probably not going to make it. He just doesn't have any fight left. He's really cold. You can see in his mouth he's quite a pale colour. He's usually a very, very nice pink colour. So it doesn't look very good at all, but we'll try. In you go, Bubby. He's pretty much dead. So that's it. You know, it's just so much stress for them. We just fed this guy literally 20 seconds ago and he's just had enough. Bang, that's it.
And storm survivors keep arriving.
I've got 2 more birds for you.
Awesome. Total now with these 2 here is 247.
Just got another one from a hospital down in Manukau.
Number 248. Come on, my friend, let's check you in.
10 days after arriving at the SPCA, nobody has claimed a cat dumped over the fence. He could normally now be put up for adoption, but instead he has had a serious setback.
This little guy here has developed cat flu. He's quite severe with his cat flu. He's not eating a lot either at the moment, so we're trying him on some canned food, something that's tempting for him. If he doesn't eat that, then we'll have to start force feeding him as well. Cat flu is not really a very nice disease. Cats do not always recover from cat flu. There are times when it does get quite bad. I definitely have hope for him. He is a fighter. He hasn't given up yet, and there's a good chance that we'll be able to rehome him.
Meanwhile, the SPCA has made headway with its investigation into who dumped the cat over a stranger's fence.
Tracy passed the job on to me about the kitten being abandoned. I managed to track down the registration provided by the complainant to this industrial area in the North Shore, so I'll be going in there trying to find out who was involved and see what they have to say about that.
Matt is trying to track down a woman who allegedly dumped a cat over a fence into a stranger's property.
This looks like the car, so I'm in the right place.
The complainant saw a woman drive away after the cat was thrown into his garden.
We had a mention of a cat possibly abandoned on the 28th of March in Whangaproa. Do you have any information about that kitten?
I do actually. I remember that we were coming towards Whangaproa Road. A little cat came running out onto the road and I thought, oh, I better put it somewhere. So I picked it up and we couldn't find any houses anywhere and it was full bush.
Yeah.
And we walked along the road and found a fence, like a farm fence. So I put the cat over the fence and we just assumed that was their cat.
It obviously belongs to someone in the area, but yeah, they obviously...
I just assumed it belonged to that house there.
Fair enough. I mean, if it's out on the road, better than it running onto the road. Well, thank you very much for the information. At least this is one piece of the puzzle that now fits. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
See ya.
See you later.
Well, that was a very nice turn of events. Thankfully, no abandoned kitten. It was obviously a big misunderstanding. Someone seeing a little cat running out onto the road, trying to save its life, put it back to where they thought it came from, and then someone else has seen that and obviously thought that the cat was being dumped, which is an understandable mistake.
Now the SPCA's focus is nursing the cat back to health so it can be rehomed. Steve, the dog surrendered to the SPCA, has a potential problem.
Steve's in here because there was some pain showing on extension of his hips. So we're just checking for old injuries and to make sure he hasn't got hip dysplasia at all.
Hip dysplasia is an abnormal formation of the hip socket that can cause painful arthritis. If Steve does have signs of the condition, he cannot be rehomed.
Looking at the way the ball and the socket fit each other smoothly and with the hips well enough seated into the socket, we're happy that the dog's hips are good enough to go through to the next stage. So now that's great news, it's going to get desexed. At a later date we need to recheck its eye, which is under treatment, to make sure that's going to be okay, and it also needs a temperament test. All going through that, it'll be ready to go up for adoption.
2 weeks after the devastating storms, Pasco and a handful of survivors are recovering at a bird rescue centre.
The idea of this is to make sure that they're waterproof. There's no point feeding them, getting them nice and fat up to their ideal weight, to go and release them and then have them sinking because they're not waterproof. And the idea is to put them in here so that they can wash themselves off and start preening. And that actually is what makes them waterproof, their preen gland.
The disaster, known as a bird wreck, is now believed to have claimed close to 100,000 prions.
It's obviously upsetting, but you know you can't save everything. With the numbers that we had in, we did our best.
Mandy hopes Pasco and a handful of remaining birds will be ready for release within the next few days. It's been a long journey back to health for the kitten mistakenly put over a stranger's fence.
This is Oscar. Oscar's been out to foster for about 6 weeks now. He's actually been out for 3 lots of cat flu. It's not too common for a cat to get 3 lots of cat flu. It might have had something to do with his background, poor nutrition, maybe poor immune system as he was growing up.
But Oscar might not have come through his ordeal unscathed.
Oscar's got a little bit of an issue with blocked tear ducts. He can't cry properly and it always looks like he's got watery eyes. It could either be damage from cat flu, it could be a congenital sort of genetic type thing as well.
Although the condition is harmless, it may affect his chances of adoption.
Some people don't want to take on a medical issue with a cat. It definitely does sort of slow them down in the adoption process.
After weeks of care, Steve, the dog with behaviour issues, has had a major setback.
Steve's been doing okay, although it's become apparent that he's got possessive issues over toys. He is not a rehomable dog, unfortunately. He's already bitten my boss over toys, and she's an experienced dog handler, so it could happen You know, it could happen to anybody, and it's not worth that risk. Given the right owner from day one, he could have actually been an awesome dog. People seem to think that they can take these dogs on and just put them in the backyard and do nothing with them, and then they bring them in here and expect us to fix the problem, and we can't a lot of the time, and it's heartbreaking for us. At least in the time that he's been here, he's had fun, he's mixed with other dogs, and he's been looked after and cared for. Sorry I couldn't find you a home, boy. Come on.
The remaining storm survivors are having their last supper in captivity.
Anybody fancy some fish smoothie? They are ready. They're waterproof. Their weight's up. Their tongues are all lovely and pink. Really rewarding to be able to bring them back from the brink and be able to release them. It's an amazing feeling. It really is.
Mandy and husband Brian are going to bid farewell to the prions at nearby Maraetai Beach.
We're releasing these while it's dark, purely because it's safer for them. There's no gulls to attack them. And it's ideal conditions at the moment. It's calm.
The birds seem in no hurry to leave, but Mandy is optimistic that they are gearing up for the long journey back to the Southern Ocean.
I like to think that once they've finished having their swim and they've got their bearings, they'll head off home. Oh well, good luck everyone. It's up to you now.
At a home in South Auckland, Oscar has finally landed on his feet and been adopted.
Oscar, come on Oscar. We looked at several cats and Oscar stood out from all of them. He had quite a personality, very playful, and I think that's what we were looking for.
And he has made an unlikely friend.
At first they're not too sure whether we should put them together, but they seem to get on. She absolutely adores Oscar.
Rebecca is unfazed by Oscar's eye condition.
They just told me just to use some dry tissue to wipe out the tears when they start welling up. Yeah, he doesn't like that. It didn't put me off at all. Not at all.
After being confined for 6 weeks with cat flu, Oscar has finally found the home he so deserves.
He means a lot to us. He's a family member. He's not just a pet or a cat. We care for him very much.